All right, group four, how are we doing? This is my signature assignment, how the 60s and 70s shaped environmental America. Before we get anything, I hope y'all are doing good on finals, studying hard, and maintaining y'all's well being. But here's my analysis. If you want to pause and read it, it'll really help you understand some of the points and references I make, and it will help you understand my thesis, which is the historic preservation and environmental movements of the 60s and 70s were most influential on the American landscape for many reasons. The movements during this era led to social reforms, the involvement of the community in urban design and landscape decisions, and the integration of eco-friendly design. So, my first point is the community's voice. During this time period, urban designers, planners, they began taking on strategies that leaned towards the community's voice and needs. People in the community began to show their engagement towards how they wanted their community to best serve them. And urban planners began to side with this. Urban planners and designers, they came together with the people and said, hey, how can we build infrastructure that best serves your community? So the rise of awareness for crisis is my second point. During this era, there was a collective uprising for environmental awareness. This was due to pollution, rapid industrial growth, and oil spills. And people kind of came together and said, hey, this is not good for the environment. We need to raise awareness for this. And so Earth Day was born on April 22nd, 1970, which is just a day that further influenced the value of maintaining an eco-friendly environment. And then later, the EPA was born, Environmental Protection Agency, and this is just an organization that takes further action to promote environmental sustainability. So my next point is planning strategies made sustainable. So planners began to look at sustainability focused structures such as public transportation, green spaces, and walkable neighborhoods. They built these structures all in the name of sustainability, and people began to see these frameworks as public necessities. And, this is really impactful because we still see these structures used today. We see public transportation, we see green spaces, neighborhoods are walkable, and we all see it as a necessity today. So during this time period, this was, it almost left behind a legacy that we still follow today. My next point is environmental inclusion. So on the right is the Raven Run Solar House. If you want to look at that for a sec, I'll get into it in a minute. But in the early 70s, due to the energy crisis, designers began to say, like, hey, how can we start using energy efficient building strategies? And a great example of this is the Raven Run Solar House, which is the picture on the right. It was made from a passive solar design and included an insulation system that reduced the need for traditional AC units. And, kind of like my last point, we still use this today. We still integrate our structures with their natural environment. All right, my next point is government solidification. So these are legislative acts that were taken in the 60s and early 70s, and they were to promote the protection of our environment. The picture on the right is the Clean Air Act being signed, and this is an act that promoted action towards better air quality and it fought pollution or air pollution. And then 2 years later, Clean Water Act was signed, and this took action towards waste disposal in American waters. So yeah, this is my final point. And thank y'all for listening. Here is my references. This is the sources I use to back every single one of my points. And this is my photo references for all 5 pictures I used. Thank y'all and happy end of the year.